fighter, always have been. In the ring and in business. 30 years of battles, rising, falling, rebuilding. I've made money, I've lost money, but it wasn't until I created Zapata Systems was I able to really find my way out. But the toughest fight, it wasn't physical. It was watching money walk out the door week after week, whether to vendors charging too much or labor not justifying the revenue. That money stress, it doesn't always stay at work. It follows you home, turns into arguments, cold dinners, and broken peace. And then there's the IRS, back taxes, deadlines, pressure you can't punch your way out of. Zapata Systems shows you what you're really paying. It gives you control, leverage, and savings. This isn't about surviving. It's about winning. You're in a fight. Start acting like it. Zapata Systems. Fight smarter.
Up, guys, it's Thursday. I'm Joe Zapata with my boy Gregg Valentino. What's up, Gregg?
Just enjoying the Yankee win. Wait, they didn't win? Wait, what?
Oh man, those Yankees, man, they eat our heart out, man. Oh, they killed us, man. What do you think, man?
It's sad. They suck.
Let's say hello to everyone in town.
I knew it because they played all year. They're Mr. April and May. That's what they are. They in April and May they do all their winning. They're so far ahead. They're like 12 games up over anybody else in first place, and they start chipping away and chipping away. And right after the All-Star break, they're right down there. Fucking then all of a sudden Toronto comes in, takes over. They were like at one point 10 to 12 games up over them. Yeah. And then Toronto, then they dropped to like 6-7 games behind Toronto. That's a huge swing. Yeah. You got to pretty bad to do that. But Toronto was the better team.
They got a good lineup.
Toronto's a good team. You know what it is? The Yankees, there's no consistency there. 1 minute Jazz Chisholm's hitting a home run, the next minute he's fucking kicking ground balls that cost them the game. You know what I mean? Like cost runs and shit. He's out there and they show him in the postseason. You can go online and he's over there. He's yawning in the middle of the fucking field. He's standing there with his glove on. He's like fucking yawning. Like, dude, you're in the middle of postseason. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We got hyper carnivores there. Let's go, he says. We got hyper carnivore says Olympia weekend. My man Dan, he said Thursday night. Dan, how you been, Dan?
Hey Dan, what's going on? Olympia weekend. Woo!
I just think Nick Walker's gonna win. I'll give it to Nick Walker. That's all I gotta know.
I don't even know who these guys are. I know who Nick Walker is, so I guess I'll give it to the guy who won it last year. Let's say he's gonna repeat.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Smalls, howdy, ladies and gents. Gypsy Joker, thumbs up. Ron Simmons says, damn.
No, damn.
Jocko says, yes, finally. What's going on? I don't know how to say that name. Watching Mr. Olympia. William Allen says, hey, guys, I'm back for my weekly consultant session, huh?
By the way, what's going on?
Did you see Mark Sanchez go ape shit and just stab that dude, man?
Yeah, that's funny because you and I didn't we talk about Mark Sanchez recently? I told you he was fucking. He had some 18-year-old fucking girl come to his house and sleep. She was a senior in high school, but she was 18, so that's what saved his ass when he was with the Jets. Remember, and she was like videotaping his house. Like, look, there he is sleeping in a room. She was in his apartment, and she was a high school kid. And that's the only thing that saved him. That's the only thing. Same thing happened to me. I told you, right? I was a cop for a small period of time. And when I was in it, I was working with a guy. This is the beginning. You know the story of it. It was like when you first get on, you have to get on, you get out of the police academy. So you got to drive around with a guy who's like experienced, So I'm driving around with a guy who's experienced, and I had a sergeant with me, right? And this fucking school bus goes by and there's a girl hanging out the window waving. And I waved to her and she's like blowing kisses to me. And I waved back and blew a kiss back. And he looks at me and he goes, you know that girl? And I go, yeah, that's my girlfriend. And he goes, what? He goes, that's a school bus. And I said, yeah, that's my girlfriend. And he goes, wait a minute. He goes, "That's your girlfriend? She's in school. That's a school." He goes, you're joking around? And I said, no, it's my girlfriend. He goes, "How old is she?" And I said, "She's 16." And, at the time I was 24 or something like that. And he goes to me, "What are you talking? Do you know that you can't do that shit?" And I said, "Well, her mother, everything's cool. Mother sanctions it. I'm over there. I sleep over the house, something, And I wanted to marry her. It happened to be the mother of my children, but
yeah,
she was in 11th grade.
Wow.
11th.
Wow.
That was
Dan says, I'm rooting for Nick Walker too. He looks insane. Yeah, he does. Ben Garcia, what's up, Greg and Joe?
Hey, Ben, what are you doing, Ben?
Knight Rider says, I barely know any of the bodybuilders in the Olympia.
Me too, Knight Rider. Don't feel bad. I'm the same way.
Shine says, all good. Hope, health is good. Funny stories.
You know what's funny though? I gotta tell you something. You guys see these guys like Nick Walker? Yeah, they look great in the gym, and they're standing there and they're posing on fucking Instagram, and everyone's, wow, he looks fucking amazing. But then when you see them guys up on stage next to the other guys, either they look smooth or whatever the fuck. It's you can't go by what you see on Instagram, because then everybody's the winner.
Yeah. But I do think I was agreeing with Matt. I think AI is going to be taking over the judging, because it's not, you can't sway anybody's decision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they would never do that, because that's a political. They want. Yeah, the IFBB wants to sway.
Of course, that's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be the best guy up there. You could be Ronnie Coleman going, in his prime, going against like fucking regular, like nothing bodybuilders. And if you said something that like the IFBB didn't like, you're not even going to place in the top 10. That's just the way it works. They would never have a legitimate, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Dan says, Dirty Sanchez. That's right.
Dirty Sanchez.
Dirty Mark Sanchez.
There's something wrong with him. There's something seriously wrong.
With him. Well, he was drunk and everything, and he said he has a lot of alcohol problems and everything. But stabbing a 69-year-old man? Come on. I mean, there's more to that story than we know. Definitely. John Livia, what's up, fellas? What is going on, John?
You sure it's John Livia, though? You got some guy in here that makes believe. You know what I mean? John, if that's John, text Joe and just say, yeah, it's me, Joe.
Yeah. Let's see. Nextzilla will be the new mutant, the Rhino.
Yeah, but those guys, you guys got to understand that's the bodies are fucking. I've talked to pro bodybuilders and shit who, from the 90s that I'm friends with, and even they're like, it's ridiculous today. It is. And it's getting worse and worse and worse until they got to do something about it. You know what I mean? Because these guys look like a giant fucking ripped fucking potato and shit up there. They like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. By the way, did you see those two young girls that did that TikTok video riding the subway and died?
Joe, do you know how long that's been going on? That's a couple of years now. That's the thing. Riding the subway. They call it surfing, subway surfing. Do you know how many times that's happened? I heard about it. My girlfriend was telling me. But that's happened. That's been happening for down here in New York. It's been happening on the subway. It's been happening a lot. These fucking idiots, 15, 16 years old, get up there and they think that, and they don't realize, they're fucking idiots.
Yeah. I think it was my son or something. He saw somebody riding a subway. One of them one time looked and saw somebody riding on it. They think it's all cool, and then when they die,
But they're idiots, because not only some of those tunnels that you can't fucking go, oh shit, and go down. Some of those tunnels are like fucking, there's this much space between them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it'll rip you right in half. And there's electrical cords there, and as soon as they touch you, you're fucking done.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. People are stupid, man. People are really stupid, man. Just for views. Just for views.
Call Mr. G. Get some real surfing lessons.
Yeah. What a grunge 77. They call alcohol spirits for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
You're right, grunge. Exactly.
Hyper Carnivore said Regan Grimes. Regan Grimes.
That's a bodybuilder, right? Yeah. Is that they're saying that guy's going to win the Olympia?
What?
Is he trying to say that, or is he talking about? Wait, is that really John Livia?
I don't know, but John, John, people actually do post like your fake.
If it is John Livia, there's other people have been using
your name
in here. That's why we say this. So if it is really John Livia, you got Joe's phone number. Just text Joe. Yo, it's me.
Yeah, because people have been using mine.
You can't say it's me on here because they fucking.
And we're not that famous, but hey, people do it all the time.
There's people doing it. They've used you before, John, in here. That's why we're saying it.
Yeah.
I think Joe even told you, John, were you on a show? And you were like, no. So I don't know. I don't know if that's really John. I think he would text you. So text him. That's what Lee does. He gets mad and he fucking texts me. It's me, you asshole. So I'm like, okay, it's Lee.
Yeah. Ben said, I can't blame Greg for tuning out of bodybuilding today. Just watch the press conference and talk about it. Z is boring. Yes.
Oh, it's not the same. Dude, the bodybuilders back in the 90s and shit, even early 2000s, we had Kevin LeBron, all those guys. Kevin's one of my best friends. So, in bodybuilding, I love him.
Mm-hmm.
They all had that, like, you can cut off their heads and just show their silhouettes and go, that's Kevin LeBron, that's Sean Ray, that's Ronnie Coleman. You know what I mean? Those guys all had, like, signature physiques. Today, every one of these guys, back in the day, some guys had great bodies. Maybe their legs were a little bit small. Everybody today's got garbage pail legs, right? Tom Platz, they all have Tom Platz legs or Paul DeMeo legs. They all do. It's fucking crazy. Every one of them. They have every body part built to the, it's just, it's not good. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be you're supposed to have a pleasing physique too. It's got to be a pretty physique, so men's physique to me is much better than bodybuilding.
Subway surfing, insane. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. But I don't believe that's John Livia because he would have texted you by now. So
Diz and Los Giants. Yep, my brother Diz.
Yes, dude. Giants. Where are they going?
Yeah, William
They're
Allen
with the Yankees.
Yeah, the old saying: play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Right?
Yes, absolutely. It's not the smartest thing you can do. That shit. If you talk to guys, ask Joe Pietaro. You talk to guys that fucking see that people have fallen off the subways and get caught. They get cut in half and shit. It's pretty fucking bad over there.
Yeah, they play these games and also that
but they're all like dumb little fucking kids. I mean, I don't know.
Well, the video of the TikTok is actually that you see the video. You see her on top of the train, and then you see she gets underneath, and it goes black, and you see the phone fall. And then screaming.
What did she hit a thing?
And then fucking things, and then boop.
Yeah, you're done. Just that thing alone.
Yep. 3, 2, 1. Venom says Dave is gonna inspect every glute striation at the Olympia.
Dave loves it. See, listen, Dave's a fan, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you guys like that, and you're gonna sit in, like I couldn't spend like my Saturday, like, oh my god, guys, I'm gonna fucking live stream this shit. Look at that! Holy shit! Hurry up! Come here! Look at his glutes! I can't do that shit. It's not the same as when I was young. It's a totally different sport. It's changed.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not the only one that feels that way. A lot of pro bodybuilders, from the past feel that way.
Ben Garcia said, Greg, I heard Chris Aceto is better than NyQuil or melatonin.
Ben, you know that. It's true. He gets mad at me. I know Chris Aceto forever. He's mad at me because I was making fun of his, combs his hair with a pork chop and how he, you know what I mean? It's just crazy.
Night Rider says, you guys still have your own teeth? Yes, we do.
Yeah, why?
I guess talking about Mr. G or whatever they do.
Oh, poor Mr. G.
3, 2, 1. Bodybuilding died around 2008.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Maybe a little bit before. It's just not the same. It's not exciting. The physiques look like shit. Everybody's too jacked, too fucking. And you know what? As jacked and huge as fucking monsters as they are, you throw the Trent twins in a corner, or one of them other fucking guys, Rich Piana, or if he was alive, or one of those guys, and there'll be a line out the fucking door for them.
Did the Trent twins get busted in Mexico? I heard that. I'm not sure.
I don't know if that's true. I haven't heard any more about that. That might be a publicity stunt.
Yeah, because I don't know if you'd be video, but I don't know.
Be bragging about it, and you wouldn't be out that easy because they hold you, and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so. Ben Garcia said not just better bodies back in the 90s and better physiques, but personally was better then. Today is a bunch of drones, robotic momos. Yep.
What happens is the physiques get so out of control that it's not. Bodybuilding's supposed to be like pleasing. When you saw like Arnold when he was up there winning the Mr. Olympia, you watch old Pumping Iron films, you say, "Wow, look at him! He just looks. He's like a Greek god." These guys like in Neckzilla and shit like that, like, oh, rip out your neck and shit down the hole, And by the way, listen, I've met, what's this fucking name? The big fucking guy, Brian Shaw, right? And I've met him a bunch of times back. I was backstage when he won that Arnold Classic. He's a monster. I met him when he was young. He still had the hair and everything. But I met him a million times, right? And he's backstage, and he was a big fucking guy. And I'm watching him slinging weights. We're making jokes with him. Me and Rodney Roller were with him. There's a picture where he's standing up, and I'm standing on a chair, and Rodney Roller standing on a chair, and he's still taller. I mean, the guy's like 6'10", 6'11", whatever the fuck he is, right? But, I saw a thing where he was saying, like, Brian Callahan was talking to Joe Rogan, and he was saying, Brian Callahan knows Brian Shaw, and he's saying that Brian Shaw would love to wrestle or fight a real life a bear. Now, when you guys see guys wrestling bears or fighting bears, those are tame bears. Those bears think that you're playing with them. Do you understand? There's no bear. Even Joe Rogan said, no chance. It's not happening. He'll get killed in an instant. The bear will rip him apart.
Technically, your father-in-law.
Well, that's the Yeti. That's the missing link.
Oh.
And you don't have to fight that pig of eater with the legs up like that. But anyway.
So go ahead.
Joey. Anyway. But so you're not fighting he's 400 and something pounds, right? He stood on a scale, he's like 410 or 425 pounds. I'm talking about Brian Shaw. And you want to fight a bear that's 400, you're done. You're done. A bear's claws, a bear's strength is 10 times more. You're not even close, because you can pick up a ball or swing fucking deadlift some fucking everywhere. Get the fuck out of here. The bear is vicious. And Joe Rogan even said, not happening. It's not even close. Don't even talk about stupid shit. It's not even close. Don't even ask. That's stupid. You'll get killed. You go out getting a wild bear. Now, there's bears that are in circuses, and there's bears that have been tamed to wrestle with you. I know the whole story about fucking Negamanov, whatever the fuck his name is, over there fucking wrestling bears from when he was a kid. But those were pet bears, and those bears were kept on a chain and the whole bit, and they were little. They were not some fucking giant. There's bears.
Those Kodiak bears, those Kodiak bears.
Dude, forget it. He wouldn't even. They will eat him. They will eat you. They will eat you. Their teeth. They're fucking. Listen, a pit bull. How much is the average pit bull? Fucking, you get if you ever got a 90-pound pit bull, most of you guys weigh 200 pounds. I'm 225. Go try to fight a fucking pit bull. That's 90 pounds, 50 pounds, 75 pounds. You wouldn't stand a chance. He'll jump and bite your fucking neck. You don't understand. Human beings. They had a guy who was a decathlon guy, and he swam, and he was like an ace swimmer, right? This is back maybe 20 years ago. He was swimming in a pond in front of everybody, and there was a giant, was it a goose? No, not a goose, a swan. A swan. It was a giant swan. It had babies there. While he came over, the swan attacked him. A swan attacked him and held him underwater, and he drowned.
Wow.
You have no fucking clue how strong animals are compared to humans. A fucking dong beetle. And I'm not talking. Joe knows there's a few people I call dong beetles. But a fucking dong beetle could push, 50 times its weight. That would be like a human being taking a bus and just flipping it around like this. You have no idea how fucking strong animals are. So when I hear Brian Shaw, I like Brian Shaw. You're a great guy. But unless the bear is super tamed and maybe, shot up on drugs, his claws are taken, declawed, defanged, he'd still fuck you up if he wanted to.
Yep. Luciano said, hey, Zapata and Greg.
What's up, Luciano?
Josh said, bodybuilders look better than nowadays. 321 Venom said, Aceto came out with the pork chop comb and sold it on Shark Tank.
Yeah, but that was my idea. God damn it. I'm the one who brought that whole thing out. He combs his hair with a pork chop. He gets mad. Oof.
My brother George, he said, Wayne DeMillia left, so did the entertainment.
Yes. George, you're right. I'm friends with Wayne. When Wayne left, that's what caused a big problem with Bob Bonham and all those guys, with Bob and even Steve Weinberger, because they were all, Weinberger was a Manion, and Bob was with Wayne, and that's what caused a whole big thing.
So, yo, Greg, if you're disappointed in the Yankees, just imagine how Vic DiBetto feels.
Yeah, you see, I repost his videos. So I've talked with Vic DiBetto. Forget I can't say his name. I've talked with him. He's a great guy. I post all his, when he starts doing that, you suck and fuck you, and he starts fucking bashing shit. I think I've posted his videos.
Yeah.
Even on
Nicholas Totoro. He's another
Nick one. Totoro and I just was going back and forth. He was on vacation, and I told him, dude, how dare you go on vacation with your wife while the fucking Yankees are in the playoffs? And he started laughing. But the thing is, he's fucking psycho. If you fool around with him, like I was fooling around with him about the loss, he gets too serious. It's hurts his feelings. Dude, I left because Big Poppy, there was a great video, Joe. I don't know if I sent it to you. I'll send it to you right now if you want. It's fucking funny because Big Poppy, he's with Derek Jeter, and he's with what's his name? Wait, this is it, right? I'm gonna send this to you. You can play this if you want. I don't know if you know how to play it, but if you want to play it, it's fucking funny. It's a few seconds, not long. Where's Joe Zapata?
Derek, you know.
Wait, here. Where's Joe? Joe Zapata. Hold on.
We got Bush. He said we got Bush.
We've got Bush. I love Bush. Bush is the best. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Here's Joe. Joe, you get it. This is the funniest fucking shit because they're making fun of the Yankee. Now, even Derek Jeter and A-Rod seemed a little bit more, but I sent this to fucking Totoro and he got really upset. Hold on. Ready? Watch this. This is fucking funny, Joe. This is a fucking funny video and it's Big Papi and he's fucking hysterical. Big Papi's with Derek Jeter and A-Rod, you know, and then he's calling what's his name on a video. He's got Vlad Guerrero and Vlad's making fun of like the Yankees and shit. Oh, you got to see, it's fucking hysterical. Now I could take a joke like that shit, you know.
Yeah. What did John Saldy? Hey guys, what's going on, buddy? What did Ben say? He said, Greg, have you ever seen that show on History American Pickers?
Yeah, my girlfriend watches all that. My girlfriend watches all of that, Ben. All of that shit. Yeah.
That's kind of what you guys do.
Yeah, right? Something similar. Yeah, similar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just got old on that shit. But go ahead.
I just bought around 50, 80s, and 90s bodybuilding magazines. That's where I get my bodybuilding fix these days by reading those.
I should go in the back room. If I go in the back room, I'll bring out. I have magazines from the 30s to 40s and shit. Shit was 10 cents, 5 cents for the magazine. Imagine that. I have old.
Trend Boy said the Trend Twins did get arrested. Palumbo is spreading rumors.
Oh, he did get arrested? I don't care. Listen, if they get arrested, they get arrested. I only wish best for them. I hope they are okay.
Luciano said it's barely possible. I guess we're talking about the Bears.
Yeah.
John Saldy says, I know tonight, not the time, but my mother just cleaned the Yankees picture Carl Rodon's teeth today. Oh,
your mother
just cleaned Yankees.
Oh, so she works for a dentist and shit, and she cleaned his teeth. She should have gave him make him pain.
Yeah, did more than that to him. She should have said, "Get him the hell out of here."
I like Carlos Rodon to an extent, but he's not fucking consistent. I knew that he was going to blow that game, and he does it in the first, second inning all the time. I knew it. I knew that game was done. I knew it.
Yeah, I know. Ben Garcia said, Joe, the interview with Jimmy Yang and D'Lo Brown was awesome. No, thanks. Hope you get more Attitude Era guys like Steve Blackman, Harcourt Holly, and Al Snow next time. I have had Al Snow on already, but I'm going to get more guys on.
Is he talking about Steve Blackman or Steve? Is there a Steve Blackman?
It's Steve Blackman. He's a
because everybody always calls Steve Blackman. Steve Blackman. I'm like, it's Blackman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. John Saldy. Now Gregg, average pit is, I'd say, 70 to 80 pounds.
Yeah. Try to take on a 70 to 80 pound pit bull, the average guy. And you're not gonna if that pit is fucking like if it's angry and it's one of those pits that's kind of like trained to fucking rip your fucking throat out, you're not gonna take it. I don't care who Mike Tyson's not gonna be able to take that shit. Those things are brutal. You can punch it in the skull. I have a friend, I've made a video about this and people freaked out about it because my friend, who's actually a bodybuilder, big jack dude, he trains pit bulls, right? And he fucking used to take this pit bull and he would give it juice. He would give it steroids, gave it D-bull and and the thing was a monster, right? And he would make it hang. He would like throw this fucking stick up on a fucking thing and the thing would jump up and hang. And he would hit it like a heavy bag, pop, 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 like this. And that fucking pit bull would never let go of that fucking thing. They'd hit it with sticks, whack, whack, whack. And it would never, and people are like, oh my God, that's such abuse. Simmer down. I didn't say I like that. It scares the shit out of me. But that fucking pit bull would never let go. You could sit there and hit it with a fucking hammer on the head, and their skulls are like this thick. It never would let go. You could not let that thing go until he made it let go.
Mm-hmm.
And then I told you, Joe, right? I told you, went over to the house, and I used to have to keep. He had kids. This is the part I don't get. He had kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he'd have to keep the pit bull in the basement. And I'm like, what? Why? Because it's going to eat the fucking kids. And I'm like, dude, what kind of pet is that, though? What do you have a fucking pet? You can't even, the kids can't even enjoy it. They're scared shit of the dog. Yeah. One day, he would let the dog out when the kids would go because he worked out at his house, right? And one day he ran to the stores. He came back and he said, all I see is blood all over the floor. I told you the story, right, Joe?
No, I don't remember.
I didn't tell you. She sees blood all over the floor, right? Mm-hmm. He follows the trail of blood. He's like, oh, fuck. Did it get out? get an animal or something, or you know, he knew his kids were at school, so he knew it wasn't his kids. He follows the trail of blood, goes out. There's a hole through the glass, and the dog is out on the porch, right? And it's eating its own leg. It has his leg in its mouth, and it ate his leg off. And my
dog ate his own leg.
Yeah, he ate his own leg. He actually took it off, right, bit it right off, and he was eating it like it was like this. And my friend said, I said, "Oh my God, that's the sickest thing." And he said to me, "Oh, I had to go in. I got my gun and I shot it." And I said, "Why'd you do that?" I said, "Why didn't you take it to the vet or something?" He ate his leg off. And he goes, now my friend's supposed to be an expert, so I have to trust what he says. He says, the reason why he ate his leg was because he had cancer on that leg. And that's an animal will do that. If it detects, like he knew he had cancer, I guess, in the leg or whatever the fuck. So he ate the leg off.
Wow.
You know? And I said, but would he attack you? He said, oh yeah, he would have attacked me because at that point he's like gone. You know, his brain's gone. I said, but he's got 3 legs. How the fuck is he? He said, dude, trust me, that thing will get up and fucking still dive at you. So he shot it and killed it. And I'm like, bro, don't get no more pit bulls, and don't be feeding shit juice. You know what I mean? Because that's abuse. If you saw this thing, I would go to his house to see him and shit, and the fucking thing would be bouncing off the doors and shit. I'd be like, dude, don't ever let that out. You know what I mean?
That's fucking crazy. AR said, hey Greg, can you tell us one funny mother-in-law story? It's been a while. You know what's my favorite one is the funeral one. That's always been my favorite one. It's the dirt.
That's it. Well, that wasn't my mother-in-law. That was that was my nephew who's got that. He's got. What happened was when my father died. He's talking about my nephew. I have a nephew that's through marriage, who's Down syndrome, right? And he like grunts like this, and he has like fucking, he pulls his pants up there, and he would sit next to my niece. My niece went to high school with AOC. Right? She knows AOC really well. She won one of Steve Weinberger's overall shows in the NPC. Yeah. Qualified to be a pro, but then she quit and she whatever, right? In a bikini. She's sitting there and it's at my father's funeral, right? This is when my father died. And he's sitting there grunting, and she's like, Mom, please, get him away from me. You know, like in a whole church, they're causing a scene. Finally, we get out. It's time. We're all standing around, the hole. You know what I mean? And, when they put the coffin down in the hole. And there's a priest, and he's, let us pray, and all that shit. And he's standing there, and this kid, I don't want to say his name because my family is going to have a freak. Okay. Let's call him Charlie. That's not his name. But anyway, Charlie's standing there, and he's like doing like snorting and shit. He's got his pants pulled up to here, and you see the high waters, right? And I start getting a little bit silly because of that. And then the priest is praying over my father's thing, and they're going to pray. And there's a big pile of dirt here where they dug the hole. And down there's my mother, my mother's casket. And he goes, and all of a sudden, because the kid was an altar boy too. So all of a sudden, he goes to, the priest is talking, and we're all standing there, and I'm getting a little silly. And my son's Mr. fucking, my son was an Army intelligence, special. I'm standing there like this, like all serious and shit. And he's looking at me like this because he knows I'm getting silly a little bit. Then I see the kid go, bang, like this, hit the fucking priest really hard. And the priest like this stops. He's holding the fucking book like this, stops. Everybody's like, and he goes, is that, he points to the pile of dirt. And he goes, my mother's name was Rosemary. He goes, is that Rosemary? And the priest goes, no, that's the dirt. Like that, right? And the kid goes, oh. Now, when he did that, everybody started, I got so silly because I see, he's like, okay. And he's got the fucking pants pulled here. I don't want to impersonate him because he's, he's retarded and shit. But I got so fucking silly, I couldn't breathe. You ever laugh so hard that you're like crying? I'm sweating and crying. I couldn't breathe because I kept looking at him. He's got them fucking high waters on it, things up here. And the priest is like, that's the dirt, like that. The way he said it, just like that. And the way, I almost said his name, the way Charlie hit him really fucking hard with his arm like that to ask him if the pile of dirt was my mother under there. You know what I mean? And I started laughing so hard. Now I couldn't stop laughing. Everybody thought, look at Greg, he's crying. I wasn't crying, I was laughing. My girlfriend knew my sister was there. She knew I was laughing. So my son's there, and the hottest fucking girl who actually grew up with my son is like whatever they call it, color guard, whatever. She's the one who carries the flag because my father was an Army, Army vet. And he was a war veteran, my father. So they got the flag and shit, and they want to give it to me. Now I can't. I'm like laughing so hard I can't take it, and I'm trying not to laugh. I'm trying to what's making it worse is you're trying to hold it in because the rest of the family standing there like, look at him. What if if they knew I was laughing, they'd be like, what an asshole, Yeah. So I stick my face in my son's back, and I go, please go get the flag. And my son's like, no, stop it, stop this shit, and get the flag. Be man up. And he's like this, and I'm like. And I couldn't stop. So all of a sudden, the girl comes out with the flag, and I shove my son so hard, boom, like this. And my son goes flying out, and his hands are out, and I hand him the flag, And my sister starts laughing. Everybody starts laughing because they knew that, it was just so fucked up. I could not breathe. Joe, when my family gets together, we sit around, and sometimes we'll go, that's the dirt. And my nieces go crazy and shit. You had to be there. You had to see, because he thought this pile of dirt was my mother.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's the dirt. And that fucking priest later on was in trouble for doing fucked up shit. Not with boys, but he was stealing money and shit like that from the church. He got fucking canned. But it was a whole
Big Bad Bear 69 says, Joe, can you please ask Greg about his use of Chris Clark's painless pump? We'd love to know his protocol. Okay.
Okay, get a break. Give me a break with that shit.
Okay, Ben Garcia said Rigo Constantino, Stevie Richards, Tommy Dreamer, Brian Clark. I'm sure great infos. Yeah, I've talked to Stevie Richards. He's not available right now. Tommy Dreamer not available. Brian Clark maybe. So we'll see.
Never heard of these guys. I don't know. They're wrestlers.
Yeah, they're all wrestlers. Yep. John Solly said Boone's got to go. No, 8 years. What do you think?
He's not going to go. They're not going to let him go. It's not Boone, but Michael Kay did a great talk about that today. And Derek Jeter said kind of something that a lot of people don't like, but he said it's not Boone. It's the front office. They're they basically, Boone is a yes man. That's the problem. Okay. And yes, he does smooth shit out. Yes, I agree. When a guy sucks, a guy will give up 6 runs in the first inning and he'll say, I thought he pitched pretty good. I threw a few bad pitches. Gave us 6 runs. But the thing is, it's not Aaron Boone's fault that, you stick, your guy, Carlos Rodon out there, and he can't fucking throw a strike. It's not Aaron Boone's fault that fucking Anthony Volpe can't hit a pitch right now. It's not Aaron. The front office makes a lot of those calls. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. It's really Cashman, to be honest with you. So you got to, it's a tough call. It is a tough call. But these guys aren't producing. They get out there. I mean, I love Jazz Chisholm, but he's out there yawning. You know what I mean? And ball comes to him yesterday. Kid Cam Schlittler pitched great, and he's out there booting the ball, costs 2 runs. You know what I mean? You can't do that. These guys are not catching balls yet. I love Ben Rice. I do. Great guy. But I watched a couple games ago with the Red Sox. A fucking fly ball. He's playing first base. Pop up. Stands there like this. Ball bounces right out of his mitt. Dude, you can't. You're a pro baseball player. You got to catch it. You're not Little League. You got to catch that. It's like last year when Aaron Judge, the ball goes in it. Now everybody's like, well, Aaron Judge proved he can do it in the postseason. No, he didn't. A lot of those hits he got were ground balls. Okay, how many RBIs did he have? Right?
Yep.
Listen to me. Aaron Judge is modern day Babe Ruth. He's our version of Babe Ruth. He's a home run hitter. And the Yankees are a home run based team. He has to hit the big ball. When he got up with bases loaded, he shit the bed. Okay? So you can't sit here and tell me, oh, he had a great game. On paper, it looks, oh, look at that. He batted 400 and he got, he was 7 for 18 or some shit like that. Yeah. But all those 7, ground ball up to him, and 1 home run he got. You got to take that team on your back. You're the captain. Derek Jeter is 2nd all time in home runs in a postseason, and he's not a home run hitter. Okay? He hit more home runs than most home run hitters. Why? Because Derek Jeter, the team in the 90s, they upped their game in the playoffs. In the playoffs, they became elite. Do you understand? The Yankees shit the bed, and that's the problem. You can't win if you don't score runs. You cannot win.
Nope. William Allen said, my uncle had a pond with swans. Every time I would go out of the vehicle, the swans would attack. Mean as hell.
Yeah, but William, you would think it's a fucking swan. You know what I mean? You would think that, right? But let me tell you something. A swan. Do you know? I just saw a video, another one. I think it was Joe Rogan talking, right? And they were talking with these guys that were like, like outdoor, like they're with animals, people, And he said, you know what the worst thing you can have? You think if you had a lion or a tiger as a pet, he said, that's nothing. He goes, they're not even close to being worse than a chimpanzee. They had a thing. I don't know if I can get you the video, Joe. I think I captured it. If not, it's in my history. I just saw it last night. Where they were talking about chimpanzees, are using tools now. They've learned how to use like rocks and sticks. Seriously, they've learned how to use rocks and sticks. They eat meat too. They don't just eat fucking vegetables and bananas and shit. But they're mean. And the first thing they do is go for a human's eyes and a fucking, Bishuli God. Okay? They go for that. And the guy said that they did this thing where they taught this woman was working with the chimpanzees and she was blonde, right? And they would show the chimpanzee a Playboy magazine with hot blondes in it, all naked and rubbing their fucking crotch. And the thing started getting like an affection for this woman. And if another person came around, a woman, he'd get all fucking pissed. And when a woman would be there, he'd catch a boner. It's true. The sheep, they're fucking crazy. And the chimpanzee's a bad animal.
I see them all the time in India running around the streets.
But they said, you know what the guy said? This is a professional guy told Joe Rogan, you'll never see anybody show a Playboy to a tiger and a tiger's going to fucking catch an infection or catch a woody for the fucking girl in the magazine. But the chimpanzee did.
Yeah. Wow.
It's fucking crazy. This world is nuts. But the animals were nothing. Who would think a swan? But it held a guy. This was a jacked fucking athlete, held him underwater and killed him.
Wow.
In front of people.
Wow. 321 Venom said, Greg, what's the wildest things you saw at the Sound Factory? Did Dorian Yates party? Yeah, I remember seeing Dorian Yates there many times. I think I've seen
Dorian Yates party. Yeah, he partied.
I mean, I've walked out of that place 8 a.m, stepping over women that were trying to be revived by the.
But we used to get there at 8 a.m. But yeah, I mean,
ODing outside from GHB.
There was a Dana Dotson. There was one of the girls that we knew that was a fitness girl. She was only 19 years old. Her boyfriend broke up with her. She never drank or did anything in her life. Her girlfriends took her to the Sound Factory. She did all that fucking ecstasy and drank, and she died right there on the way out. She died right at the front door. Fell down, and that was it. Dead. Dropped dead.
Wow. I know, like, you never taken any of those drugs.
I don't fuck around.
And like I said, I've taken ecstasy before. And something happens when you take it, and everyone knows that goes partying at the Sound Factory. You have to go to the bathroom, like take a shit. And you can when it hits you, you can see everyone run into the bathroom. And I remember seeing like the 3 girls like just shitting their pants, really just shitting their pants. They just would pull over like a garbage bag or something, and just do it because you can't control it or something. I don't know what happens. It's like, like I don't know what it does.
I feel like that, and I don't take ecstasy. You know what I mean? I shit my pants. But no, I never did it. But I can tell you, I was with all these pro bodybuilders, and they are the worst. Remember, pro bodybuilders already are into taking drugs. Do you understand? Like, they don't just take testosterone, bro. They take a drug to go to bed, a drug to wake up, a drug to fucking stop their cortisone, a drug to fucking push their fucking metabolism. You know what I mean? A drug to even melanotan, take injections to tan. I mean, it's just, you name it, they take it. So they're very drug oriented. And a lot of those guys were lit when I was there. There's few guys I could tell you that I had to carry. He's a big moose bodybuilder. I had to pick him up. And
I can tell you a bodybuilder fell on top of me just out of nowhere, just like fell.
Dude, I seen shit. I'm not going to name names, but I seen shit with a lot of pro bodybuilders where I had to help them out, and they couldn't even walk. Laying on a dance floor. I mean, Dorian was in a K-hole or whatever the fuck that was he was on.
Titus was out of his mind.
But I see these guys like, I saw this video with like where Dorian was talking like, healthy now, and I'm into like, like I eat like natural mushrooms and this and that, and all like this and that. Meanwhile, they do that DMT and all that other shit. You're not a fucking, you're worried about a little fucking additive in your steak. This one has, this steak is all natural. It doesn't have hormones or anything. You're worried about that shit, but you're going to fucking take DMT and talk to your dead Uncle Tanus? Did you ever think that maybe that's the DMT? It's not really your Uncle Tanus or some fucking alien that you're like, yeah, me and some alien. I told you my doctor who fucking experiments with that shit. She's telling me, yeah, my father and I had this fucking argument last night. We argued for like an hour straight, and then everything's cool. And, now I was telling him, look, you got to just lay off me. And I said, wait a minute, your father's been dead how many years? She goes, yeah, but I took DMT, and I could see him, and we have conversations. And I'm like this. Did you ever think that maybe it's the DMT? It's not, your father's not really there. You know what I mean? She believes that shit, though.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people do,
Oh, no, you get in touch with the other side. You don't know. You've never done it. And I'm saying, no, that's why I know, because I've never done it. I see how fucked up you people are.
That's right. There's a lot of actors, too, that used to hang out at the Sound Factory, too.
Oh, yeah. I see. The guy he knew my name. I didn't even know who he was. You know that guy he was in Oz, and he does the Geico or whatever that commercial is. I'm Mayhem. You know what I mean? He jumps in front of a fucking, like a school bus or something. The guy he was in Oz. You guys know what I'm talking about. He used to hang out with us all the time. I didn't even know who the fuck he was, back then. There was a lot of fucking actors.
Yeah, a lot of people. I remember Tyson Bedford was there, a bunch of people.
Oh, there's a lot of guys there. I seen fucking Madonna there, the pig.
John said his mother was a dental hygienist. Okay.
Oh, shit. That's awesome.
Yep. Roger Babbitt said, will his playoff performance this year finally convince Gregg that he's wrong about Aaron Judge?
No, I like Aaron Judge. You have me. You're mistaking I love Aaron Judge. I want him to hit, but he got to hit home runs. Do you understand? When Babe Ruth was in the playoffs and he got up, you're like, we need a home run. That's what you need. You got to put runs on the board. We don't need these slap singles when there's nobody on. A-Rod used to do that. Okay. Aaron Judge broke one of A-Rod's records this year. Do you know what it was? First inning home runs with nobody on. It was not A-Rod had the record of 19. Aaron Judge passed him at 20. That's first inning home runs. Would you rather have that, or would you rather have David Ortiz, who in the 8th and 9th inning, who could strike out 3 times, but when there's men on and it's the 8th or 9th inning, missile. I've never seen anything like David Ortiz in the 8th and 9th inning. And I'm 65, bro. I seen Mickey Mantle. I seen all that. David Ortiz was a fucking monster. 8th, 9th inning, he could go all game and strike out, swing at bad pitches. 8th to 9th inning, especially with his men on, and you'd be like, don't pitch him, don't throw it, don't throw it, there it goes. And
there it goes. Yeah. He was one of those DHs that, him and Edgar Martinez. Remember Edgar Martinez?
Edgar Martinez was known for another one. You could throw at Martinez. He would step back and hit it, fucker. Because that one home run they talked about when Judge just hit that one home run, okay? He was in how many playoff games already? 7 or 8 this year? Yeah. He hit one home run. Okay, and I got to give him credit. The ball was literally, it was like inside and high. And the first thing that all the MLB guys were going, dude, that's Edgar Martinez. Edgar Martinez-esque, like that, because he used to, if you threw at Edgar Martinez, he would step back and hit it and fucking hit a home run. But Manny Ramirez and fucking David Ortiz, that's Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth. That's what that modern day. When Babe Ruth was up in the fucking goddamn that you just knew, here comes a fucking home run. These guys, that's why. It's not like I'm against Aaron Judge. I like Aaron Judge, but you're the leader. You are the captain. Get up there, smack some home runs, give your team some life, get in some fucking faces. Derek Jeter said it. You got to get in some face. You got to create a few enemies. You got to make a few guys. You can't, when you see fucking Jazz Chisholm out there and he's yawning like this, you got to go over to him. Did you just fucking yawn out there, bro? And then you boot a ball. You boot a ball that costs 2 runs. You get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Yep, can't do that, man. P. Wild said, Greg, would you rather fight a pit bull or a bunch of rats?
Probably the bunch of rats. He's standing a better chance. But let me tell you something. I hate to tell you, but rats will. If you get enough rats, they'll fucking kill you. They'll kill a pit bull. They'll jump. There'd be 30 of them on him. They're like little raptors. You ever see the movie, like one of the movies where guys running through the fucking little raptors, and there's like fucking 30 of them, and they jump on him, and he's like, fucking holy shit, right? Little raptors.
Ben Garcia says, you guys think Trump will finally get kudos for CNN and for the hostage release deal?
No, dude, listen to me. Again, Trump could fucking be driving in a fucking jet ski out in the middle of the ocean, see a little boy drowning. And he'd go out there and save him, and the fucking Democrat liberal cocksuckers would be like, oh, he took the food right out of the shark's mouth. That's so wrong. I mean, like he can't win. I mean, Obama got the award for doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
yep.
I hate when Obama talks and what's his name, Hakeem Jeffries. They talk like, well, today people just, and I'm like, spit it the fuck out. Talk. I hate when they do that pausing, like, like a pastor. And the law came down from the promised land. And then you look around, and Jesus said, and you're like, spit it out. I hate that shit. Hakeem Jeffries does it. He says a few words, stops, pauses, then says another couple words, stop, pauses. Mm-hmm. And dude, when he was doing this shit with the fucking finger, to Mike Lawler was telling him off, which was good. But when he was doing that shit, I don't know if you saw the video, dude, I'd be like, don't do that. Don't put your fucking finger near me, bro. Because I'll stick my finger right in your fucking face. I don't want to smack his hand because then I'm going to lose my job. But I'd go right back and make him do something. Or you know what you do? You want to start a fight with somebody and you want it to be their fault? This is what you do. When you talk to them, you step on their foot slightly. You make it not obvious. You step on their foot. What happens when somebody steps on their foot? They push you, right? Like, yo. First thing you do, you step on their foot. You're talking to him like this, and you just like talking even normal. You step on his foot, he's going to slightly push you. As soon as he pushes you, you touch me, bang. Mm-hmm. That's what you do. Yep.
Luciano, Bill Burr once said, a pit bull is a gun you can pet.
A gun you can pet?
Yeah, it's a gun you can pet.
Bill Burr, I think he's funny, but he's also a fucking starch level. Married to, like one of them guys marries an ugly black woman. They do that. She's like, can't you marry a hot black chick? You know what I mean? There's hot black chicks out there. I mean, marry Alicia Keys, who's probably a liberal too, but you know what I'm saying?
Mm. Are you upset with Bad Bunny being in the Super Bowl?
I never heard of that guy in my life, Bad Bunny. I've never. Who the fuck picks these things?
He was in the Adam Sandler movie I was with. He was there on site. He was 10 feet in front of me. I didn't even know who he was.
Joe, he's a fucking no good cocksucker. He's one of those liberal cocksuckers. I hate that. He was at the Yankee game yesterday, and when they sang the fucking national anthem, he wouldn't get up. Yeah. I think the fans booed him. But who makes these decisions? Can't we have another girl that actually sings up there? Maybe her tit pops out, or something sexy like that. Do I have to have these fucking? They're gonna do something anti-Christ, like make it like come out like Jesus on a cross and do stupid shit like that, or do something sexual, and it's gonna promote gay and all this. Like, come on, shit.
I heard his backup dancers. I don't know if it's a rumor. Some of them was in a gang. I don't know.
His gang?
We're in a gang, like in one of these gangs. I don't know.
Joe, I told you I was with Melly Mel outside the VMA Awards, and when he started arguing with Bobby Brown, got out of the car. But there was two Bobby Browns. I'm like, what am I seeing? I didn't know that Bobby Brown has a twin brother. Looks exactly like him, too. And they were arguing. Believe it or not, they were arguing over the Boston Red Sox and the Yankees. This is a long time ago. And because Melly Mel's a huge, Grandmaster Flash, huge fucking
Yankee fan, right?
Huge Yankee fan. And the fucking and Bobby Brown, and you had to see, I told you, he had the most ghetto motherfuckers coming out. And this is when I was writing for Muscular Development. So they were like, yo, man, I should read your shit in jail, man. And I'm like, holy fuck. Like, like, look at you people. Like, what the fuck? Breath and shit on, no teeth in your mouth. Yo, motherfucker, I read your shit in jail. You a fine motherfucker. And I'm like, what you got there in the crack of your ass? Like, I was like, what are you, Jasmine Crockett's fucking male image? And it's like, whatever. But that's why these guys are fucked up, because they hang out with people like that. They were leeches. These guys don't even work. Bobby Brown's probably paying all their shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. P. Wild said, did you ever see the new Leo and Sean Penn movie? And Greg, thoughts about Charlie Sheen? His bodyguard was Chuck Zito. Yeah, I saw that in the.
I know Chuck Zito. Chuck Zito's a great guy. I love Chuck Zito personally. But who's Leo and Sean Penn? I know Sean Penn. Who's Leo, though?
Maybe Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, maybe Leonardo DiCaprio. No, I didn't see it.
I don't know.
Didn't see it. I don't like Sean Penn though. I can't stand that motherfucker.
321 Venom. Will Dave use any tips to put phone time on Armin's commissary so he can phone in after hours?
Armin, poor. That all started with Jimmy calling him Armin, and now we all call him Armin. It's part Amin, a part Armin.
Armin. John, now, Greg, pit bulls are the greatest dogs. I have a Cane Corso. Remember, it's the owners, not the dog, 95% of the time.
No, I'm John. 100%. Cane Corso is supposed to be great with kids and shit. No, 100%. It's the owners. He fucking used to give a D-ball, and I told you he would hang it from a tree and he'd fucking punch it like a heavy bag, and the thing would never let go. And he would get like he would give him a reward for that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he would throw him like fucking like a rabbit. He would throw a live rabbit, in a fucking room and watch the dog eat the rabbit and shit. He was fucking crazy. So that's why the dog was vicious. There were other pit bulls that are like sit there and loving, and you're 100% right. You could turn a poodle into a fucking, a guard dog if you really, if you made it like that. You know what I'm saying? Look at a.
You ever see those videos on TikTok or whatever? They have these guy with 2 big pit bulls, and they get the rats for people's houses. He lets them loose, and they go in and grab the rats.
I have the better one. I watch this guy Joseph the Mink Man. Do you guys watch that guy, Joseph the Mink Man? He has all these dogs, and he goes on rat hunts, and he goes to places, and he'll get. One time, he got 2,000 rats out of, because farms are the worst.
Yes,
chickens. Wherever there's chickens, there's rats, because you have the chicken feed, and the smell of the chicken attracts the rat. The rats will actually eat the chickens too, but they're fucking brutal. And he gets these fucking rats, and this fucking guy goes in a hole and grab a rat like this, and it's biting his hand and shit. Watch Joseph the Mink Man.
He does it with his hand. He doesn't even use a dog or anything.
No, sometimes he'll grab the fucking rats, and he uses dogs. But then you know what? He uses rat terriers, and those fucking things they're designed. Rat terrier. They're made to go. But he uses a mink too, and this mink is like a fucking. He trains it. He's called Joseph the Mink Man. Watch his videos. You guys will love it. He's psycho with that shit. That fucking mink goes down the hole, Joe. You could stick a New York City sewer rat. That thing will fucking take a rat this big, and it's like a ferret. You know what I mean? I used to have 2 ferrets, but that's some shit.
Yeah. Tremboy, story time with Gregg Valentino.
Thank you, Tremboy.
Big Bad Bear 69. No disrespect, Greg. I'm just a truth seeker.
I guess that's the guy. Whatever. Speak the truth then. Whatever you want to do.
Dan says
whatever you want.
Dan said, I've seen Bill Burr perform live. He's hilarious. The problem is woke wife.
Yes. Totally woke. Totally, yes. 100%. He's funny as hell.
Yeah, he is funny.
He's woke.
Tremboy, if Greg grew a beard, he looked like Randy Savage, the Macho Man.
Randy Macho Man Savage. Right?
Yeah.
We talk like that.
Yep. Ben Garcia, Joe, is it true The Rock's Mark Kerr movie was a flop? It only made $6 million at the box office compared to the $50 million budget, so it was a flop.
There's a lot of people saying, why him? Because he was good, but he wasn't like, he lost a lot too. He was just, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know Mark Kerr. That's what it is. A lot of people forgot who he was. He's not very popular. The Rock did take a pay cut to do that movie.
I want to see a fight. I want to see Chama versus fucking, what's his name? Fucking John Bones Jones. If they make that happen, bro. Oof.
Yeah,
that's a fight. Don't count out John Bones Jones either. But let me tell you something. Both those guys are fucking. Alex Pereira is a bad dude, bro. He's a fucking bad dude. I'd love to see that fight. That's some fight. Because they're looking for super fights, and he wants to fight Bones Jones, and he wants to do it at the fucking White House.
John Soley said, Greg, Judge this playoffs hit 500, 11 for 22.
He did, but did you see his hits? With nobody on. Fucking ground balls up the middle. He hit 1 home run. We need, how many times he came up with bases loaded and struck out? Do you know how many times he came up with men on? We need the long ball. He's your long ball hitter. He's your home run hitter. I need him to you need him to do what Derek Jeter used to do and those other guys. Derek Jeter could strike out, but you know what? When there was men on, base hit up the middle, there goes 1 run scores, 2 run score. And the fucking Yankees, John, you get fucking. I seen him get
Bernie Williams. Bernie
Williams. They're the terrible runners, bro. They're the worst runners I've ever seen. They're the slowest guys. I mean, what's his name?
Stanton is slow.
Dude, that's ridiculous. Because Stanton looks like a fucking gazelle, right? He's got that big high ass and shit. And you figure what an athlete can run. But what's his name? Goldschmidt at first. I saw him on second. Base hit up the middle. Well, actually, it was into the corner. He only made it to third. Then another base, then a fly ball, deep to left field, and he doesn't run. And I'm like, and then the guy throws it up the line. He would have scored easily. They don't listen. I watch MLB a lot. they're saying how the one thing that the fucking the one thing that the Milwaukee Brewers have, and I'm going for the Brewers, to be honest with you. In the American League, I am going to go for the Toronto Blue Jays. But the Brewers, bro, they play 70s baseball. They can bunt, they steal, they do hit and runs, all of that shit. And they're saying that that's the reason why the Brewers are so good. Is you have to go back to that. Because when a home run hitter doesn't hit a home run, it's what you do. John Salty, listen to me. I know you know about this. Look, when you look on paper, Joe, when you look on paper, right, and you see, okay, he hit 500. Wow, look at that. That's unbelievable. You see that. But it doesn't tell you what he did with men on base. You know what I mean? How much of that was men? What did he do when it was men on second and third? What did he do when it was bases loaded? I can tell you what he did. He struck out. You understand? Yes, he hit that one home run. Thank you. But what did I always tell you Bill Parcells used to say? You know what Bill Parcells was said? If that was the manager, the Yankee manager, and they said to him, Bill, what did you think of Aaron Judge hitting that home run? Scored those 3 runs. We wanted to tie.
That's what you get paid to do.
You know what he'd say? Right. He's paid to do that shit. He goes, I'm not going to give him props. Why should I give him props? That's what we pay him to do. He hits home run. He's a home run hitter. He's our guy. He's supposed to do. He's the fucking captain. I expect him to do that. He better fucking do that. Because you know how many times he didn't do that? You can't. The ball that Derek Jeter, the greatest play ever. Derek Jeter runs with the Oakland A's, right? Jeremy Giambi coming around third. The ball. Derek Jeter's on the first base side by the dugout. Throws behind him like this. Posada catches it, gets what's his name out?
Jeremy Giambi.
Right. Now, when you read that on the lines, it says put out by shortstop to catcher. That's how it looks. It doesn't tell you what really went through. When Derek Jeter dove into the stands, it just says shortstop, he made a pop-up, shortstop catches it. It doesn't tell you the intangible. That's the problem with stats. They don't tell you the intangibles. What they do in the moment of when the ball game's on the line. You understand?
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Yes, he did that. But he's supposed to do that. He's the captain.
Yep.
Do you know how many times he had out those? There's a reason why fans are not happy with him, because he's been up with bases loaded. He's been up with men on, and he doesn't get. And some of those hits were ground ball. One of them bounced off the shortstop's glove, and they gave him a hit. Yep. I want him to do what he does: hit home runs. There you go.
The dude, 1983, said, "Guys, did you hear about Arturo Gotti Jr.?" Yes. Did you hear about that?
What happened to Arturo Gotti Jr.?
He died the same way his father did.
No.
Same exact way. Okay, now here's another interesting fact you might not know that I'm going to tell you. Arturo Gotti Jr. was scheduled 2 years ago to fight George's son Landon in a boxing match.
George's son? Wait, how old is it? Wait, George's son Landon is like 15, isn't he? Or 14 or 12?
Yeah, but he was, no, he's like 17 now, 16, whatever. But at the time.
Wait, how old is Arturo Gotti's kid?
17.
Oh, he's a kid. Okay, I thought it was was it over a girl? Another thing over a girl's at a skip?
I don't know, but it's the same setup the way the father died, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, the father hung himself, remember?
The father, right? It was murdered.
Murdered, yes, hanging. And now the son found the same way.
Well, it's kind of like Whitney Houston, right? And her daughter.
Same. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but George's son my brother's son was gonna fight Arturo Gotti, but
that's crazy. I didn't know that the kids were that young. Hold on, I gotta pee really bad too.
I'm gonna go pee. Okay, go pee.
Hold on one second. Go ahead. Keep talking.
I'll keep talking. Go ahead. Let's see what he says. Greg, have you ever took a peek in the rubber room at SF Sound Factory? The rubber room. No, I have not. I didn't take a peek in that. I don't remember that room. Let's see. John Saldy. I was there the night the girl died. Sad people had no idea she was dead. Yeah, I used to walk out of that club and you see all the people, all the girls OD from GHB. They used to always take GHB. And I used to see that all the time. What do we got? Skip. Hey, what's going on, Skip? I'm here, lads. Washing some dishes. Hope all is well. I hope you're doing well, Skip. Hope everything's well. Let's see. John, talked to him a couple months ago, guys. Greg. I was there the night Madonna was there. LOL. Let's see. Big Bad Bear says, I got to go make a trip out to your gym, Greg. I would love to train with you and give you a polygraph test. I can tell you, Greg, if he took that Synthol, like everyone says or whatever, he would be open about it. he was very open about it, so he didn't do it. I'm sorry. John Mancini Fitness, how you been, man? Hope everyone's sorry I'm late. Hope all's well. Hey, John, hope you are doing well. Haven't seen you in a while, actually. What's going on? John, 94 Mariners, Edgar, Griffey Jr., Young A-Rod, Harold Reynolds, Jay Buhner. Yeah, that was a hell of a lineup.
What did that guy ask me? I heard somebody ask me something.
He said, Big Bear said he wanted to go to your gym and love to train with you and give you a polygraph test.
Okay, sure.
I was like, okay.
Wait for me there.
Joe Matarazzo, what's going on?
Joe Matarazzo, Venom 1, 2, 3. Where have I seen that before?
What's going on? John Mancini, I can't believe Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl. Yeah, you and me both, brother. You and me both. What else is going on?
I don't know. Who picks these people, man? It's ridiculous. John Mancini. What's going on, brother?
Megan says, Greg, would you ever consider writing another book? Yeah. We know who that is. Dan said, John, I'm good. Thanks. The kids are back in school. Crazy busy. What's up? Let's see.
Back to school. I always hated this time of year because I still have like residue. I haven't been to school in 50 fucking years. But
yeah, now the traffic is all over the place. It's all starting all up again. People are leaving. It's crazy.
Yeah, I hate it.
It's really, you got to leave 15 minutes early to go to work and everything. Curtis Seabass says, Greg, you think if Grace Jones was to kiss Hulk Hogan at the hospital, he would still be alive today?
He might have. There's something in her fucking saliva.
That's a good one, Curtis.
It's antibacterial, Curtis.
Oh, that's hysterical, Curtis. Very good. That's a funny one. These fucking people, man, are crazy.
I should never have talked about that. Joe Pietaro asked me all the time about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see. John Solly says, Greg, I totally agreed. They both died out the U.S. the same way. Very suspicious story. Yes, Coral Gotti Jr. and the father died.
It's something's wrong. Yeah, but it's like that's sketchy. But then again, the kid might have serious issues and figured I'm going to go the same way my father. I don't know. Somebody better look into that, though.
Yeah, I think they are investigating it because he was young. He was only 17, like I said.
Yeah, somebody got to look into that.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, son of Sam Davis. What's going on, man? Always a pleasure when I can catch this.
Is that
show
Nick?
Live. Your friend, yes, the fire department guy.
Okay, Nick. Yeah.
Joe, loved your show with Missy Hyatt. You're a great host. As far as Greg, man, Greg, the man with the New York tan. Love you guys much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nick.
Sammy. Thank you so much.
Joe Gold used to call me that. Yep, the man with the New York tan, meaning I was white.
Well, Greg, it's been over an hour already, man. I got to wrap it up here. I got some stuff to take care of. Yeah. So,
man,
thank you, son of Sammy, John Saldi, John Mancini, Curtis. Very funny. Dan, of course, my man Dan. Who else we got in there? Dean, we got in there. Skip. Trying to see who else is in there. The Dude, 1983. Charlie Arms, Luciano, Ben Garcia, Trend Boy.
Oh, you guys did. Thank you, John. Don't worry about it. We still love you. Skip.
Yeah.
I see Skip.
Thank you. Smalls. Thank you, Gypsy Joker. Thank you all. Greg, I will talk to you in a little bit, man.
I love you guys, man.
Thank you so much.
Next week. See you next week. Think of some more shit to attack me with.
Yeah. Later, brother.
Started from nothing. Jersey streets, we owned it. Jay-Z